Clicker. Clicker.
I think we're good.
It comes. Sorry.
Welcome to the launch of the... Oh. You're good.
Does it go back too? Okay,
perfect. Thank you. Welcome to the launch of the 4th edition of the Positive Impact Rating. I'm Lauriane Dietrichs, and I'm happy to present the result of the 2023 Positive Impact Rating together with Thomas Dyllick. I am Vice President of Oikos International. We're a student-led organization empowering students to be change agents in their universities and business school. We have chapters around the world, and actually some of them are conducting the peer survey for business schools. So I will let Thomas introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Thomas Dyllick. I'm a professor emeritus from University of St. Gallen, but here I am as a co-founder of the Positive Impact Rating for business schools. We usually call it PEER, so that's the pronunciation that I will use. And I'm a member of the Supervisory Board of the PEER. Andy Hoffman yesterday suggested that business schools should get out of traditional rankings because they give the wrong incentives into the wrong direction. So you should know there is an alternative. It's the Positive Impact Rating, which goes into a very different direction. It is driven by students and for students. So the 4th edition of this Positive Impact Rating comes at a time when societal impact and purpose really have moved center stage for business and business schools alike. This couldn't be overheard these past days here at the Global Forum. Most importantly, Oikos and AACSB, the two leading global accreditation agencies, have integrated ethics and responsibility into their accreditation systems, creating demands on business schools to remain accredited. So Oikos started out in 2013 by integrating ethics, responsibility, and sustainability across the whole standard. In particular, they created a Standard 9 that demands that schools have a clear understanding of their role as a globally responsible organization, and this should reflect in the school's mission, strategy, and activities. We hear the same in the PRIME principles, by the way, old and new. AACSB joined Oikos more recently when they launched their new accreditation guidelines in 2020, spelling out their vision that business education is expected to be a force for good in society, and that all accredited schools are expected to make a positive contribution to society. Their respective demands are spelled out also in a Standard 9, like in Oikos. The school demonstrates positive societal impact through internal and external initiatives and/or activities consistent with the school's mission, strategies, and expected outcomes. Traditional rankings serve a single purpose: to measure and rank business schools against each other. The Positive Impact Rating is different, and it is unique. The PEER is designed to serve a dual purpose. First, it rates business school, like the Guide Michelin with 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. We go to 5 stars. We don't present like a league table, like for a football league, because this is too precise. Second, the PEER serves as a tool for continuous societal impact measurement and improvement. And this fits very nicely with the demands from the global accreditations and the PRIME principles. So if you look at the PEER, there are a few standard features which are provided by the tool. Every school has a personalized dashboard with their own data that they can access all the time and use. They can download their results in a 2-page snapshot of the results to be used easily for any purpose. And the school-specific data can be downloaded as an Excel file for further analyses by the school, whatever you may be interested in. We added 2 new features for this 23 edition. And it's schools can sign up now one for ASCSB compatible questions, 4 questions, and school-specific questions. While the ASCSB compatible questions are created and built around the focus of the school that has been decided on to report on Standard 9, you get feedback data from your own students. The school-specific questions, the second part, is open to the school. You can ask whatever question and area you may be interested in, and you get the results from your student answers. So the positive impact rating creates a fantastic basis to use these data for stakeholder discussions, for example, with your students, and to develop your strategies and activities to build on. I really like Karen Spence's position, which she mentioned recently. Karen is the new president of BI, Norwegian School of Business, and BI is a first-time participant in the peer. She says, the peer survey will give us invaluable student feedback on how we as a school are doing on sustainability. And together with our students, we will be able to do more and better for sustainability. That's the spirit that we like and that we would like to propagate more broadly. Now, looking at this year's positive impact rating, the 4th year, the 4th edition, just in brief, the factual data around this year's edition. 71 schools participated. 69 schools got rated. In 2022, we had 47 schools that were rated. They come from 25 countries and 5 continents. 12,836 students responded to the survey. A good number, I think. It was 8,141 the year before. We have, on average, 181 student responses per school. The minimum, by the way, is 100 student responses to get rated. 87% of the rated schools are ASCSB accredited. 48% are Oikos accredited. 33% of the peer schools are ranked by Corporate Knights, the GmbH Green Business rating. And also 32% are ranked by the Financial Times Master in Management ranking. But it's funny, it's not the same schools that are ranked in these 2 quite different rankings. Corporate Knights is a green ranking. Financial Times is a not so green ranking. 49 schools come from developed economies, although I realize this terminology may be difficult, Jill. I'll take that home with me. 20 schools come from developed economies.
The positive impact rating is unique in a particular way. It seeks to reinforce the voices of students. Students as important stakeholder of business school, but more importantly, students as hugely important stakeholders of the next generation that will inherit the state of the world. As in previous years, the peer measures the positive impact in 3 areas that you can see on the screen: energizing the school, educating responsible leaders, and engaging in society, which are broken down into 7 dimensions: governance, culture, programs of study, learning methods, student support, institution as a role model, and public engagement. Looking at the resulting score of the peer dimension, school overall performed best in their governance and culture dimensions. Learning programs and student support are set as average. On the other hand, learning methods, but also serving as a role model and public engagement of the school are perceived as relatively weak. What can we learn from the rating results about increasing a school's impact? Since the beginning of the peer rating, the weakest dimension of the peer remains learning methods in the area of education. Students are pointing out that the teaching method used in school are not up to the new challenge, and they don't see their school as particularly effective role models. They're not aware of their school reporting on its responsibility and sustainability goals and performance. Also, in the public engagement dimension, students miss a high level of societal engagement of the school faculty, staff, and students. And finally, they don't see their school societal engagement being recognized by the public. So at the end of the 20-question survey that we send a student, they're asked 2 open questions. What do they want their school to stop and to start doing to improve their positive impact? And the answers we received were very revealing. It is very clear that what they want their schools to stop doing. Students are urging their school to please stop ignoring their role model responsibility and to walk the talk by stopping greenwashing, unethical partnership, and abandoning this single-minded profit culture. To reduce and get rid of the waste on campus, from paper to plastic to energy to unhealthy food. They're nearly screaming that school must stop ignoring students and their needs, including their health, begging to listen and to support them. And students are wishing to be treated fairly and to experience diversity embraced fully. And students also express what they want their school to start doing. Responsibility and sustainability need to be integrated broadly into the whole curriculum and become a mandatory part of their studies. The students strongly demand that practical problems and solutions be addressed. They want to learn how to tackle real-world problems that are relevant to both business and society and ask for integrating business and societal factors directly into their learning process. Students have been asking now for a very long time for innovation in the learning methods. They urgently demand more diverse, interactive, inclusive, experimental, and hybrid learning formats. Ultimately, they ask their school to make sure that the teaching faculty is open-minded, with a clear commitment to the topic, its challenges, and ethical dilemmas. So think about this request, just for a moment. You will quickly realize that all the students will have to evolve in a completely different world when they build their career in the next 20 to 30 years. And you will probably agree that their demands are realistic, well-founded, and they need immediate actions from the schools.
Well, in this 4th edition of the Positive Impact Rating, 69 business schools met the requirement to be rated. And as in previous editions, the participating schools were grouped into 5 levels, 3 of which only are published. The schools also are listed alphabetically at each level to avoid a ranking and undue publicity for making negligible progress or regress. The overall peer score increased from 7.6 in 2020 to 7.7 in 22 to 23, on a scale from 1 to 10. So it's a small increasement. On level 5, which you see here, the 5-star level, you find 7 schools with an average score of 9.6. What is obvious, 6 come from Asia, 1 from South America. 5 schools are from India and include Goa Institute of Management, IIM Bangalore, SP Jain Institute of Management and Research, Watson University Business School, and XLRI Xavier School of Management. 2 schools deserve special mention: HCUST, I don't exactly know how to pronounce this, business school in Hong Kong, China, and Centrum in Peru, have both accomplished a jump from level 4 to level 5, a significant achievement featured in 2 separate case studies as inspiration for other schools in our report. There is positive momentum that we observe, which is promising. 4 schools, IESEC School of Management and Audencia Business School, both from France, Antwerp Management School, Belgium, and HCAST Business School in Hong Kong, China, have achieved steady progress over the past 3 years. Level 4, you see, that's a bigger level, 4 stars. Here, this we call the transforming schools. This includes 39 different schools with an average score of 7.8. Here, European schools are dominating with 21 schools, followed by 10 schools from North America, 3 schools from Africa, 2 schools from Central America and from Asia, and 1 school from Australia. I cannot go into the details of these many schools, but you will find them online, and I'm sure you will be interested in seeing this more closely. Level 3, the 3-star schools. Here we find 23 schools with an average score of 6.8. It includes 18 schools from Europe, 3 schools from North America, and 2 schools from Asia. Again, we keep our promise not to publish and make public schools which feature at level 2 or lower. Which is striking in these results, schools from developing economies perform significantly better than schools from the developed economies. All level 5 schools in the 23 edition of the PEER come from developing economies. There are no schools from developed economies. Their PEER score of 9.2 is much higher than the overall score of all schools, 7.7. But also comparing the PEER scores more broadly between the 20 schools from developing economies and the 49 schools from developed economies, the difference also is significant. The average score of developing economy schools is at 8.2, puts them clearly at level 4, whereas the average score of developed economy participants is at 7.4 and places them at the border of level 3 to level 4 schools. How might this difference in performance between schools located in developing and developed economies be explained? Now, it's not easy. Let me try. Business schools located in India and other developing economies are very different, obviously, from their peers located in developed economies. The PEER highlights these differences. While traditional business school rankings focus on economic criteria relevant to the global north, the PEER measures the business schools differently by their impact on society. In India, for example, social and community orientation has been part of the DNA of many business schools for a long time, and often since their foundation. Contributing to societal problems is something many business schools located in developed economies are only turning their attention to now. They typically operate in a context where social service organizations take care of societal problems while they focus on contributing to business success. It can be argued that the global crisis mode is changing this, and that business schools from the global north have a great opportunity now to learn from their peers in the global south. Now let me come to an end. Who is behind the positive impact rating? It's formally organized as an independent, not-for-profit association under Swiss law. It is closely connected with business school organizations. It's endorsed by the WWF for the environmental dimension, by Oxfam for the social dimension, and by the Global Compact Switzerland for the economic dimension. It collaborates intensively and closely with international student organizations like Oikos International or Net Impact. Now, 2 days ago, on Monday of this week, we had a peer global summit across the refreshment area. And we had some 50 peer schools or representatives from some 50 peer schools participating in this workshop. It was mainly organized by students and then commented on by a dean's panel. And I would honor and celebrate the peer schools which are present today. Why don't you just stand up for a moment and show that you are participating in the positive impact rating? Very good. My congratulations. Now let's come to a call for action.
So if you did not stand up, you might wonder how you can engage with peer and increase your societal impact. So you can join a peer group, a working group, to share how to best integrate students in the change process. We know that implementing change is challenging, but the peer offer a safe space to share learning among schools and generate invitation to all peer schools to join any of our working groups that you can see on the left side. As Thomas mentioned, we had the Peer Global Summit 2 days ago, and schools and students that were there, we all made a commitment to integrate learning, research, communication, to accelerate change in business school for transparency and collaboration with students. The peer welcome all business schools around the world to take part of the annual rating. It may take a little bit of courage to ask students to assess one school, but we're not featuring level 1 and level 2 schools. So it really provides a safe space for first-time participating schools. You can always inquire if you have any specific question or concern. And for the business school who are already wishing to participate to next year's Peer 2024 rating, they can register anytime as of now. Information is available on the Peer webpage, and you can easily complete the registration. There's even a QR code right here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.